Hello, Washington Township staff. I hope you're doing well. This is Catherine Carey, and I have some exciting news that I've been waiting to share with you. PowerSchool has announced their acquisition of a tried and true K-12 learning management system that has now become the industry standard after about 10 years of development and research. So what does that mean? It means that PowerSchool will no longer be developing our current learning management system, Learning Class Pages, located in the Unified Classroom dashboard. While at first, this sounds inconvenient as we acquired Learning Class Pages less than 2 years ago, this is actually a much needed upgrade from PowerSchool. Through feedback from our teaching staff, we have discovered that Learning Class Pages had many shortcomings, mostly in terms of limited functionality. It wasn't the robust product we believed it would be to allow us to integrate with our other technology platforms, differentiate, collaborate, and communicate seamlessly with our students, parents, and support services. It also wasn't a great solution for our K-12 educators and learners. Enter Schoology. Schoology is the leading K-12 learning management system. It brings all applications into one platform. It integrates PowerSchool information such as courses, gradebook, Microsoft OneDrive, like OneNote, Documents, Outlook Calendar, and instructional applications. Think Nearpod, Newsela, BrainPop, Edpuzzle, and so on. Assessments and assignments can easily be created, differentiated, modified, and shared with colleagues. Individual student progress toward mastery of a standard can easily be tracked and utilized to drive instruction. Curriculum can be developed and shared at the click of a button, and groups created for collaboration and communication. The platform leverages QR codes and touchscreen capability for our primary learners or any student requiring this learning modality. What's more, it has a mobile app for teachers, students, and parents. Clearly, this description is only scratching the surface of Schoology's functionality. So in an effort to keep you as informed as possible, the next few minutes is a brief overview of the system. Please stay tuned after the video to hear information about the Schoology implementation plan and specific timelines.
Schoology. Today I'm going to give you a high-level 5 to 6 minute overview of the platform today. Before we jump in, I would like to just highlight a couple of quick things here that it should definitely stand out for you while you're looking at Schoology. I think the biggest one is that Schoology is a K-12 organization. We are part of the PowerSchool family, and Schoology is now the learning management system destined for all school districts leveraging PowerSchool or would like to leverage a learning management system. The big focus on what we've always done here for over the past 10 years by working with over 60,000 schools and 23 million users is that we are only designed for K-12 education, and you'll see that throughout the platform. Another big piece is that we bring everything together so your district has one username, one password you can log in with. If you're a younger student, early learner, you could also leverage QR codes. A big piece of Schoology as well is our ability to collaborate across the district, whether that is internally with our faculty and students or externally with parents and the community. Another big piece of Schoology is that we are going to bring all your applications directly into the platform. So that means by leveraging Schoology, when you log in, you could access all of your PowerSchool courses automatically. Your grades will automatically go from Schoology to PowerSchool, along with leveraging Google or Microsoft. I know I have Google here listed, but I'll show you both. We also leverage all your third-party apps as well. So again, if you are leveraging a third-party tool as a teacher, you can log in through Schoology with that same one username and password or QR code and access all your information. Now I'm going to switch on over, and this is my Schoology homepage as a teacher. What we're looking at here are the 2 courses that I'm currently teaching. These are identified by the nice badges that I have right here. You will also notice that we could link your courses together. So if you teach multiple periods of the same subject, you'll notice U.S. History periods 1, 2, and 4. I also teach World History periods 3 and 8. Another big piece of Schoology is that, again, if you are a teacher and you belong to a professional development course from a principal or one of your admins, you'll notice underneath you belong to those courses. See how there's no badge? That is how you know I am a student of those courses. On the right-hand side, it's very simple. Schoology has all your reminders directly at the top. and then anything that's upcoming. Again, this could be something that's upcoming in the school, the district, a group, an after-school program. It all lives and breathes right here. Even if you are leveraging Google Calendar or your Outlook calendar, it will directly come into Schoology. And as you notice, I could drag and drop materials on my calendar. Very simple, as you notice right here. So if I know that this is going to be too much work on Friday, why don't I move it to Thursday? I'm going to go home and I'm going to click into courses for you. As you'll notice, I'll just click US History. And when I do so, and please just give this a moment to load up, you're going to see my course materials. So this is my US History class. All my teacher tools are directly on the left-hand side. My materials are right in the middle. And then again, just like the homepage, my reminders and upcoming materials is on the right side. Some big things you'll see directly from looking at this page is that I can click Add Materials. And with that one click, I have the ability to be able to bring in content. I mentioned earlier, we'll bring in all your third-party tools. Here's just an example of Nearpod living and breathing inside of Schoology. Again, I didn't have to sign into anything additional. I have all my materials. I can leverage this lesson. And you're going to see here in just a couple of seconds on how this will be directly brought into my classroom, and it'll go right at the bottom. And then I, as a teacher, I could bring it. I can go ahead and drag and drop it, as you notice, inside one of these folders. I could even drag it all the way to the top so the students all know when they come in today, we're going to start working on that. Alrighty. Another big piece as well with Schoology is that if I scroll down right here and it says import from resources, I belong to a social studies department. So my social studies department is actually going to load right here in front of me, and I could leverage other teachers' materials that belong to my department. Again, we want to be able to bring you together inside of Schoology. So if you do belong to specific departments or let's say other PLCs, you could bring in all those materials. Lastly, please leverage the Schoology resources. They're pretty awesome. And as you may notice, we have a bunch of different activities and things you can do, including assignments, assessments, linking, discussions, even student choice activities. I'm going to just quickly show you on how we would like to add an assignment into Schoology and how easy it is to build an interactive, let's say, set of material for today. This here, I'm going to say this is my Google book report for the students. I could go ahead and leave a description. I could even go ahead and bring in other third-party tools. As you notice, YouTube, I have Khan Academy, Google Drive, they're all built into Schoology. I could also do audio and video recording into Schoology. I can insert files, links, anything you really want right from here. But here are my favorite two pieces. Right at front and center, if you are a teacher today and you leverage Google or you have a OneDrive account, all you have to do is click on it. And you will notice that my Google Drive, and I'm going to leverage this for example, that I have my different materials, resources, everything's directly built in. If I could just grab one of those Google assignments, and look, we brought it in. It could even create a copy for each of your students. Not only will this happen with Google, but you will notice I also am logged in with Microsoft, and automatically my OneDrive comes up. Same thing that happens with Google happens with Microsoft. The big benefit here is that we could actually leverage rubrics, grading scales on top of those Google and Microsoft documents. So again, you could leverage rubrics that are more common within my department for some math rubric, etc. I also have the ability to select on when these assignments are pushed out. I can lock them from students from even opening them, but they can see them if you want them to. And if you may notice at the bottom, we give you the ability to align learning objectives or learning standards to any set of material. So if you're trying to do some sort of standards-based grading or just mastery tracking, you'll notice that my social studies standards are built in. Again, folks, I teach social studies. So as I click into these learning standards, I could select one or two or all of them and just hit align. And automatically right at the bottom of the assignment, it lets me know which standards we are going to start tracking. I also have the ability in Schoology to individually assign to a student like Sally. She was actually absent this morning. Or if I am noticing that I have a group of students, maybe they're falling behind, or maybe I have a group of IEP students. It could just be students that are high flyers and I want to go ahead and give them some extra work. As you notice, I could put them into different groups, like so. As I hit home, I just want to highlight a couple of big features that teachers usually love. One big one is something called student progress. This allows me to see exactly where any of my students are in my classroom. I can see what assignments they're working on, which lessons, materials. I also have the ability within folders to set up student completion rules or individually assign a whole folder to a group or individual student. Again, go back to those students that need that extra work. I'll just highlight student completion really quick because you will notice in just a few seconds, I could go ahead and add requirements onto folders in different lessons. And again, those requirements can be, you must score a 20 out of a 30, or you have to complete a discussion post, etc. Take a look on the left-hand side. I want to show you some of the teacher tools. Now I'm going to scroll in just a bit, and you're going to notice in a few seconds, I can go between my gradebook, my mastery, badges, just to walk you through some of this. I'll click on mastery. And this is actually breaking down the learning standards of exactly where my students are. So I click into my Social Studies Master Standard, and directly from here, I can hit View Details, see which students are developing, approaching, or mastery, and take a quick look at this view. This is literally breaking down the Master Standard, which is SSUSH CR 9 through 12, but then look, 9 through 12.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, and you may notice I have different language in here, mastery, approaching, developing. All of this can be changed. I can even click into the learning standard, and that's the substandard again. And you are going to notice here that I could have different assignments that are directly tied to those set resources. All right, I click the student, and you're going to notice it's actually going to break it down for the student as well. So students have their own view. And as you may notice, it'll let you know what their grade is. So this is the student view. This is what they would see on the learning standards. To jump back to the course here, you'll notice on the left, I could also do badges with students. In fact, our teachers love the badges more than the students. And you could also create your own badges, import others. We have something called workload planning. Lets me know the amount of work students have in their other courses, not just mine. So on Friday, January 31st, Lorena here has 3 U.S. history assignments. This is my class, I know. But again, if you were a science teacher, you would notice that I'm giving this class an assessment. They have a homework assignment and they have a discussion to do. So maybe you don't want to give that extra material. So that's just a high-level overview of course. Next big piece I'd love to just quickly highlight is something called groups. And within the groups area is a way for us to communicate and collaborate. So again, there's only one difference between a course and a group. There's no grading. So we want you to use this for your after-school activities, your seniors or individual classes. You'll notice, senior class, junior class, freshman, sophomore, etc. You could put them all into one group so you could put out information. But here's a curriculum instruction group. Folks, I want you to think of this as my social studies department personal learning community. This is my department group. And we have the ability to have discussions, send updates, upcoming calendar. We could go ahead and send out resources and look at this. So here's just an example. If I click into social studies, you'll notice I have test banks, I have unit plans, I have different PDF documents, Google Drive links, and all I have to do is click on the gear icon and add to course. And just like that, I could bring an entire unit folder filled with content directly into my classroom. Like so here, I click into the unit, I can do the whole folder or individual materials, and you hit add to course. Groups is a great way to be able to communicate and collaborate. Now that's everything of Schoology at a high level from a teaching standpoint. 2 big things to take away. 1, I have never left the Schoology tab the entire presentation. And we looked at Google, we looked at Microsoft, I pulled up different courses and groups, and then everything I did in Schoology was 3 clicks or less. Thank you again for watching, and if you have any questions, please reach out.
So when will this be happening? The goal is to get the program to you as soon as possible, so you have as much time as possible to check it out and try it out. Our technology integration specialists are happy to help you do just that. However, it is important to note that we are not removing access to Learning Class pages this year. We would like the transition to Schoology to be at your own pace, so we will run both platforms simultaneously for the remainder of the year. Learning class pages will sunset sometime next fall or winter after we have provided multiple professional development opportunities. A specific date is yet to be determined. So what do you need to do right now? It's up to you. If you are excited about checking out the platform, want to get started creating your own content, or just want some information, please reach out to your tech integration specialist. He or she would be happy to get you started. If now is not a good time for you to start learning about Schoology, that's okay too. Just know that your tech integration specialists are available, and we will continue to provide professional development opportunities throughout the rest of the year and summer. I'm so excited to bring Schoology into Washington Township and can't wait to see what our talented staff creates with the platform. Please stay tuned as more information will be coming shortly. As always, your time and attention are greatly appreciated, and I hope you have a great day.